Straight up, hard the is tall and the phone don't stop. Watch the trunk pop and the
What's happening? What's happening? What it do? We back live and in living color. Another video, another week. Thank y'all for joining in with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. Drop a comment for us. We will respond. Another week of football. Another week of football right now. I guess we ain't gonna go on and jump on Chargers Pittsburgh. It's still fourth quarter, 14 minutes, but Chargers is winning that game convincingly. Do y'all want to go on and knock that game out?
No, ain't nothing special about that game. But to me,
You say ain't nothing special about it?
yeah.
I tend to agree. I tend
Yeah.
Chargers whooping Pittsburgh pretty good. So ain't really nothing for us to really touch on. So I guess, man, we can go and start off first game, man. Let's start off with Texans Tennessee.
That was a surprise. I always thought Tennessee was a hollow shell. Everybody was this week saying they was a number one, but I thought they was really a hollow shell because they lost Henry. Um, but they showed a little something, but it was very surprising for them to come on. Didn't they have like a 6-game winning streak or something? They had,
Yeah.
and to come out with a loss against a team that was on a 7-game losing streak. No, 8 games because they won their first game. And it was 1-8, so an 8-game losing streak. So it was a little surprising, but ain't nothing.
I agree. It was surprising. I disagree with the hollow shell point because even after losing Henry, I can't remember top of my head right now, honestly. The team they beat right after that, pretty convincingly, if I remember correct. Matter of fact, they won with 2, maybe 3 games in a row. Texans is a division rival, so sometimes your record don't really matter. Washington Redskins for us does it to us every single year, no matter how bad they play, no matter if they're at the bottom of the NFC East, they play us the hardest out of all 3 teams in our division. So I can't say it was too much of a surprise. I didn't know Tyrod Taylor was coming back, so that to me make a little sense. He was playing pretty good beginning of the season before he got hurt. Played a lot better than we thought the Texans would play with him in there. Now that he's back, not too surprised. Surprised, don't get me wrong, but not too surprised that a division rival was able to pull out that win. I think they took him for granted. Got a little big headed. Thought they was gonna come in and run over him, and they was looking past the Texans to the next team. We've seen a few teams do that this year, and Jets got a win from it. Broncos beat us pretty good from it. Jaguars and won a game from it. These teams are professional, so surprise, but not too much a surprise.
Surprise.
I think it was. I agree with Tony to the point that I think they were looking ahead and they really wasn't focusing on this game. But realistically, this was a loss that was waiting to happen because when you don't have a running game and you waiting on or you trusting in Tannehill to win a game for you, he's a good game manager. But to put the weight on them to pass, you don't have Julio, and all you got is AJ Brown. And if AJ Brown isn't catching, if that passing game ain't hitting, then they're gonna catch an air. So I'm surprised that the defense really held them as good as they did. Uh, But I think there's going to be another L somewhere in here because someone's going to exploit them and force them to be able to run that ball, and they can't run that ball. And so I'm glad they fixed that. AP ain't the one, and Devontae Foreman, he's not going to be the one. He was good at Texas, but in the pros, he's only going to get you 1 to 2 yards. Not an explosive runner like that that's going to make a difference in the run game. So I think today was a format for the teams coming up that's going to play them. That's going to really challenge them.
Yeah, I'm more in line with my brother on that game. Um, it was a surprising loss, but uh, you don't have King Henry, you don't have Julio. You playing a bad team, a really really bad team. It's raining, so you got bad weather, and you go into that game and you just not all the way locked in, engaged, versus the opponent. And Tyrod Taylor does make a difference on that Texans team, even though they was losing some of those games early in the year. You really saw the Texans playing well, better than what people expected them to play in those games when Tyrod Taylor was there. So them getting him back, ugly type, game and weather, against an opponent who's really not, 100% locked in and engaged to compete against you. It equals, you taking the L. I don't. It's a mere bag of shells. If you think about it, the Titans is that team where if the opponent is a good team, they finna show up and they gonna show out. They're gonna play extremely well. They are a really, really tough team to play against and to beat. Their two of their losses came to the Jets and to the Texans. That's just not being engaged and locked in versus your opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a team overall, you go into that game and you think that you're gonna sleepwalk to a victory, and you end up losing those games. But like I say, it's one of those things. A really good team taking a really bad team for granted, feeling like all they got to do is show up, and the other team gonna lay down for them, and that just wasn't the case. And so they took an L today. Like, that's why I stand on it.
Let me say real quick about what I think about Tennessee. I do think Vrabel is not a guy that came from Coach Belichick's tree, but he's a player that played for him, and that's the type of team that you're gonna get, like you said, and they're gonna be well coached, and they're gonna do what they're supposed to do to not lose games. That's why I think they're in some of these other close games with better teams, and even beating some of those teams because they're gonna do what they're supposed to do: run the football, don't do a lot of turnovers, and run and have solid defense. But I don't think they have the skill players to match it, and I don't think they got the quarterback to match what like I said earlier, people putting them as the number one or one of the best three teams in the league. I think this week I saw everywhere there was one of the best AFC teams, the best AFC team. I was like, man, that's crazy. That's what's hollow to me. I don't think that a team that's going to go in the playoffs and make any anything. But I will give them this from Vrabel. They gonna do like New England will do. They're gonna play you a close game. They're gonna play you tough. I just don't think they got the players to match up with anybody to be really competitive. And I think that showed.
But what's going to have to happen is what's going to win that game is the defense and the defense in play. That's what's going to make a difference for Tennessee. If that defense comes in and they're not stopping and not doing what they can, game in, game out, yeah, they're just going to be an average team.
Yeah, So all that talk that these world beaters, like everybody said, they 8-2, and they top of the list in the AFC, actually top of the list in the power rankings. That's all. That's all. That's all hollow. That's all hollow. That's all. You know. Are they a decent team? Yeah, because Vrabel has them playing the way they should be playing. But are they anybody to be fearful of? Man, come on, man. If you look at that team, nah, they need Henry to be even somewhat competitive, somewhat scary. Like, okay, well, maybe in the playoffs they can do something, but they false. They ain't nothing to be scared about. They are bully as soon as you punch them in the mouth and show you got some skills, because it is skills. They are a tough team. I'm not gonna say they're not tough. They are a tough team, but they don't have the hand speed or the whatever to fight somebody that got some kind of skill to them, and that's what I think about them.
Well, my last little thought is anybody even scary this year? I don't see any team in this league right now this year that's scary. There's nobody that scares you in the league. Look at the Bills. They was coined for the longest time the best team in the NFL. They just
Told you
took
about
another
them.
L from a lesser team. I was telling my brother that, actually. Give you credit. I was telling my brother that early today when I saw the highlights. I was like, maybe Duran was right about the Bills because they took another L from a team they should have beat. They 5-4 now. 5-4, and they started off undefeated the first 3-4 games, 5 games of the season. And now you 5-4 or 6-5 or something like that. It's one of the two. I'd have to look it up, but yeah. So they not 5-4 because they did 9 games. But whatever the record is, it's not
Right.
reflective of best team in the NFL. They ain't even the best team in the AFC anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, whoa. They're not
Realistically,
even leading their division. They're not even leading their division no more.
Right. And
Yeah.
a team that
Yeah.
a team that Dre smacked his lips at and was like, "Come on, for real? We talking about the Patriots?"
Now, don't just put that. Don't just put that on Dre. Don't just put that on Dre because Deron was in the exact same boat, and now he's sitting up talking about they ain't even first in their division. When I'm the one who 2 weeks.
I don't care. It's halfway through the season, and y'all talking about a team that's what 7th in the AFC standings. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. It's halfway during the season. Y'all coming in bold and Debo in the conversation. I don't care about the Patriots halfway during the season. I don't care. Talk to me in after in mid-December.
Tony said there's no teams really to be scared of right now. Patriots and KC out of the AFC. After what we've seen from KFC the last 2 weeks, I think it's something.
Can I ask a question? I hate to interrupt you. Who has the Patriots beat? Who has the Patriots beat?
Come on now. We're going to wait.
I'm waiting. Who has the Patriots beat?
7 teams on their schedule.
I
know one thing.
Have they beat anybody that?
I know they beat the AFC East with a 7-4 record. Talking about they 7.
They ain't played the Buffalo Bills yet. Yeah, they haven't played the Buffalo Bills yet.
They lead.
Why you coming in here yelling? First of all,
I'm sorry, my fault. I apologize. I just had to come in there same thing with the Cowboys. Until they beat somebody worth talking about, I'm not talking about the
bro. Say that for the Dallas game. Like, come on, man. You coming in here yelling, jumping in the middle of the conversation. Don't even say what's up, fellas. My bad, I'm a little late. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Dre. Then you jump into a whole nother game. We ain't even got to Dallas yet.
My fault. I came in and heard my name soon. I came in talking about the Pats. So
you've been in for a little bit. You've been up there for a little bit. You ain't just come in. I saw you when you popped in. That's why I said something.
But
I know is they lead the division above the Buffalo Bills. That's all I know.
We're not even talking about.
They ain't play nobody.
We're not even talking about the Patriots yet. We still ain't got off Tennessee, Buffalo, fellas. I mean, not Tennessee, Buffalo. Tennessee, Houston. We ain't got that game yet. Now, last thing that I wanted to say before I let Dre address his former team, because he stopped being a Texas fan, is that what Tennessee did? They beat Buffalo, Kansas City, the Colts, the Rams, the Saints, all in consecutive games. And those last 3 wins was without Derrick Henry. Like I said, they walked into a Texans game, raining, missing a couple of players, a team that lost 8 games in a row. They walked to a loss. Mere bag of shells. It's not that serious. It is what it is. Dre, give us something that has to do with this game.
I agree. You hit it on the button right there. I don't disagree with nothing you said. I wouldn't, it was just one of those games that it seems like in today's NFL seems to have been happening as of late. Teams that should have beat certain teams, take them lightly and lose the game. And that's what it was today. It was just one of those games that the Titans didn't come ready to play and lost to another NFL team. That's it.
All right,
I got
man.
nothing to add to it.
Okay, so as usual, we aren't going to address every single game. It's only a few more games that I think really needs to be touched on. I mean, outside of the obvious, right? Let's talk about the Colts and the Bills, since we was just talking about the Bills game. Like, I'm gonna start this off, right? So I don't want to necessarily have this recency bias as it pertains to the Bills. I feel like a number of teams this year have gotten to a point in the season, whether it was at the beginning of the season, it's the last, 2 or 3 weeks, somewhere in between, where teams hit, I would say, a lull, right? They not playing their best football. They drop a couple of games that they probably shouldn't lose. Injuries, whatever the case may be. I think that's where Buffalo is. I do not all of a sudden believe that Buffalo is just not a good football team, even though they have not been playing good football for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Like, so I'm not going to bury them. I'm not going to overreact to, hey, I'm not going to overreact to what they've been doing or how they've been playing for the last few weeks. I want to give it a little bit more time, but they got embarrassed today against Indianapolis. And that's going to have to be fixed. It's going to have to be addressed. It could be a situation where this type of loss could make them reassess, what they doing and how they going to finish out the season. But I was the one who a couple of weeks ago said, y'all need to keep an eye on them Patriots. The Patriots is playing good football.
We ain't even talk about the Patriots. Didn't he just fuss at somebody about a game we ain't talking about?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. But I brought that up because I'm talking about the Bills.
I watched all the games.
They're in that division. And
they were
two.
Hey, Dre, mute yourself.
Dre, mute
your
yourself.
whole conversation.
The only reason why I ended up bringing them up is because you, Deron, and Dre poo-pooed away what I said because of the Bills.
And the same thing you saying about Buffalo, I'm gonna say on the opposite end with the Patriots. Slow down a little bit. Let's not make them Super Bowl champs just all of a sudden because they pulled off some wins.
Yeah, and who exactly said? Who said anything about them being Super Bowl champs?
I'm just saying. I'm saying take
Nobody.
it down.
Nobody. So you said you bring something to it that you interrupt me. You interrupt me and then ask to finish. Interrupting me, that's what you want to finish.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Go ahead, man.
Oh, so you're done. Okay. So slow down. That's all. Just like you tell everybody, slow down, Buffalo, slow down with all that Patriots talk. Let me tell you what I think about Buffalo, and we stay on track of what we're talking about. Buffalo and the Rams, to me, are a similar type team that they are a lot of flash, and if you punch them in the mouth and you hang around, they can bend and break. I saw that with the Rams in San Fran, that you have to be aggressive with these teams because these teams are very high-flying, score real quick, play real good in the league, all those things. So I'm not saying they're the same team, but I'm saying they're similar to me. You got something to say, man? You leave your mouth, your face crowned up. You want to say something real quick, and I can respond to that, or you just look like that because you got gas or something. So so they're similar to me, and it's like the Mike Tyson theory that if you can last the first 2 rounds with Mike, you got a chance. These two teams, I'm not saying they're not good because both these teams are good, and I stick with Buffalo. I'm not saying Buffalo is a bad team, just like you're not saying the Patriots is a Super Bowl team, But I never said that Buffalo's a bad team. But what I did say is there's something that we're missing about this team. When I watch them play, that they are not this number one juggernaut that we felt that they are. Even I did, because they had the number one offense. They had number one defense and a top 3 or 5 offense. So something is there. And what I saw today, because I watched the Colts game, it reminded me of the Rams. I was like, man, these are these high-powered teams that got talent that can score on you quickly. But if you punch them in the mouth, and you just hang on, don't let them get any haymakers on you, you might be able to do something against these squads. And that's just my view when I see these teams. Not saying that they're exactly the same and all that, not trying to go into generalities. I'm just saying if you look at them, there's something similar about that I see.
It sounds like you talking about Dallas. Next person.
Here we go. Here we go. He fussed at somebody, but now he's gonna do it. Go ahead. Anybody else?
I don't have much to say about Buffalo. I never saw them as Super Bowl. I don't know if that was ever said. I wasn't part of the podcast when that was said, but I've never seen them as a Super Bowl contender again. I do agree with Ant about a lot of these teams. This is the mid-season, so I think they're trying to preserve a few players in order to make an in-season run. But I think if they don't, I think their next game against the Patriots, they play bad against the Patriots this next game, season's over. Because I don't think they have the mentality to really be able to make a strong push towards the end of it. I think they can win a few more games, but they're going to fall short of what the expectation was for.
I don't have anything to add. Y'all said it all for me.
Well, I'll just say this is one thing that, since I said those two teams are similar, the Colts, they're going to be my second half surprising team. If you look on the AFC, I say the Colts. You look on the NFC, I say the Eagles. They are figuring out something about their squads and what they should do and how they should run their teams. And the Colts are figuring, hey, we got somebody back here. Let's get all this pressure off of Wentz and let's play good defense and play this way. Same thing with the Eagles. The Eagles have decided in these last 2 weeks, you know what? We're going to run the ball like crazy. And then these short screens and all this hurts, and he can pick up some first down with his legs and, just hang on defense, because they don't got a great defense, but they got a good defensive line. These two teams, to me, in the second half are going to be better teams, going into going forward. The Colts and the Eagles.
All right, man.
Now, or we moving on to?
Yeah, we can go on it. Well, he had dropped out, so I just sent him another invite so he can come back in. We can go on and move on. The next game I guess we'll jump to is another upset, was Vikings Packers.
Ooh, I don't think that's really an upset. When you think about, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean
to. No, go ahead.
No, it's free for whoever wants. Yeah, whoever wants to talk first.
Firsts and seconds and all that talk.
We don't have a.
I don't think that was an upset just due to the level of competition that they've always had throughout the years. Vikings, if they really have won the games in the first part of the season that they lost, that they shouldn't have lost, would we really be saying that this is an upset game? They lost by a few points in what, 2 or 3 different games that would have made a difference in their season. They just found a way to win today. They did something that they haven't been able to do. And the fact that they were playing at home like this, it's always been a good game between Packers and Vikings. So I don't view it as an upset game. I think the Vikings actually came out and played the ball that they're capable of playing 4 quarters. Even they had a few mistakes here and there, but they played the kind of ball that they supposed to have been playing all the way through this season. So I don't really view it as an upset. Anytime anybody beats Green Bay, I love it. So hey, I'm all for it.
I'm with it too this week. I was with it. I will say this, that I do think it is an upset, just like I think, what we talked about earlier, Tennessee losing being surprising. Y'all did make good points of basically saying, hey, they division foes. You expect division games to be like that. I get it. That's true. You do expect division games to be tough games. But when I watch this game, and I've been watching the Packers are arrogant. And if you see them in these last few games, they literally would chill in the first half, get behind, and then think they can just come back and win the game. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they did again here. That they was lulled to sleep by the Vikings. How y'all feel about certain quarterbacks? I don't know why I do. I feel that way about Cousins, man. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, a bad quarterback, but I do think he's an empty suit. He looks clean on the outside, but there's no substance there. You know what I'm saying? He does put up good numbers. I get it, but it's just something I'm not really with Cousins. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't surprising, not surprising. It was an upset in my eyes. But the Packers are good, and looking back at everything, the Packers and the Arizona Cardinals, to me, are up there as good best teams. The Packers are reminding me what Kansas City did last year. That they play around, and then they think they can just turn it on at any time to win the game. But that's my thoughts.
All I want to say is I want my 2 wins picking the Vikings. I want my 2 wins for picking the Vikings. Other than that, I agree with Ryan. They have played well most of the year. A lot of their losses has been 3 to 5 points or less. Games they probably should have won. They jump out on the teams, and then the defense just kind of falls, or they get lax and start giving up points. So, I mean, that's why I picked them. It wasn't a surprise to me. I thought Green Bay may look past them. Green Bay still got a bunch of things going on in the locker room. Plus, I knew Aaron Jones wasn't playing today, so their running game wasn't going to be, what it was. I looked for Dalvin Cook to have a pretty good game. Justin Jefferson went off,
Okay.
So I kind of factored in a lot of that. I think they have a lot of talent on the Vikings, and I thought it would be a little too much for Green Bay, and that's why I chose them.
What game are we on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Green
Vikings,
Bay and Minnesota.
Packers.
Oh, okay.
Your thoughts, man? You can go.
I got nothing to add to it.
Okay, bro. Come off mute.
You're on mute, bro.
On mute.
Okay, so yeah, I agree that it was an upset. Mostly because you're talking about a team that I think they was 8-2. Minnesota was 4-5. They are division rivals, so that's why it's not a huge upset to me, but it was an upset from that standpoint. I missed the final moments of that game, at least the important parts, because right before the 2-minute warning, Kurt threw a pick. that led to after Green Bay, I think tied the game up with the long pass to Scan.
No, but they didn't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he did.
He tied it up, and then the very first play, Minnesota he threw a long interception,
double coverage,
and so I'm like, okay, that's game. And I think I walked in the kitchen and Minnesota down on the goal line, running time. I'm like, hold on, what did I miss? What happened? So I honestly don't know how Minnesota got the ball back. In that position.
It wasn't an interception. He dropped the ball.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So, but Cutting Curtin, them boys pulled it out, beat Green Bay. So that was a big win for them. Yeah. I was rooting against Minnesota in that game, but they was able to pull it out. So, good on Green Bay. So let's go on and get to what everybody is here for. San Francisco, Jacksonville, baby.
Ain't nobody.
What?
I'm gonna pull my brother on this one.
What? I thought that's what all the anticipation has been about. You know what I'm saying?
Did anybody watch that game outside of Antoine?
No.
He didn't watch that game. Stop playing.
I was just reading about it across the bottom of the TV. That's the only thing I needed to know. Or I look at my
saw it on Red Zone. It flashed up a couple times on Red Zone. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw it on the TikTok at the bottom of
the
So y'all saying that all y'all neglected to do y'all job and to pay attention to these football guys. That's what y'all saying. That's what y'all telling me.
No one wanted to watch the Boo Boo Bowl.
Hold on. No, every week, right? We have games that we just bypass and don't even talk about because it's not worth talking about. That game, unfortunately, bro, was not talking about because y'all played the Jaguars. Everybody picked y'all to win.
Oh, wait.
Everybody on
here picked y'all to win. When y'all beat the Giants and we had to sit through 30 minutes of stock up, stock down, that was okay. Right? When y'all beat Philadelphia and all these other bad teams, it was okay for us to talk about them games. We just don't disregard them. But now, my team play somebody that y'all perceive as bad, we ain't supposed to touch on this game.
But wait, bro. Hold on, D. But did you not get up and leave the whole show during that conversation? So I tell you what, feel free to talk about the game. And then we're going to move on after that the same way you did with the Giants game. Talk about your team, your game, and then we're going to move on.
But then come back
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I do want to say this. I do want to say this real quick. This is America's team that we're talking about. So this gets likes. This gets, people to subscribe. This gets people to sit down.
Well, then I'm going to tell you right now, every video don't have no more than like 3-4 likes. And we only getting about 20 views, so it ain't like people tuning in to hear what you talking about.
18 of the 20 is here for the Cowboys. I just want to let y'all know.
Antoine, what's that show on ESPN where they got the commentator giving the people points and minus points and stuff when they make certain comments?
I know what you're talking about.
Around the horn, I think.
You can deduct some points from Deron when he brings up America's team and all that. I wish you could add a little quicker and -5 points when he makes statements like that.
So
that's a great idea. I wish I could too. and I wish I had a mute button. But my brother made a great idea. That I will talk about my team. Y'all won't say nothing. Y'all just gonna listen to me, and then after that we'll move on. Right? Okay.
I'm gonna put my profile on for y'all.
Yeah. So this is what I saw. Right? I saw the team that I have been expecting to see all year, and actually I done seen it 3 of the last 4 weeks where we've won 3 out of the last 4 games. dating back, which the most impressive is that we did something that Dallas has not done. We just beat a team with a winning record. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did that. Dallas ain't did it. That's okay. So, my team is really... Don't start talking now. Don't start talking. Don't start talking now.
No, you need to correct one thing. You need to correct one thing, bro.
Don't
San Diego had a winning record.
This game.
We beat them.
Y'all ain't watching. Y'all just watch the bottom ticker. That's all y'all did for this game. So I know y'all ain't got nothing to say. I know you ain't got nothing to say.
We beat a team with a winning record.
Now you gotta say something when you got live.
Y'all beat them. They didn't have a winning record.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
The Chargers had a winning record when we beat them.
Cut it out, man. Cut it out.
Hey, that's facts.
The Panthers had a winning record when we beat them.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Oh, what was that, week 2?
Yes.
It was not week 2.
Cut it out.
It was not week 2, so y'all cut it out.
That was the second game y'all played. Y'all played week 1.
You really shouldn't even say anything about nobody else's team till you get one.
Y'all played
the team you got.
Anyway, when
go ahead.
Jacksonville with the number 2 rush defense, number 2 rush offense. We had to fly clear across country after playing Monday night. You know, y'all sitting up poo-poo in Jacksonville, who won 2 of their last 4 games. And they beat Buffalo and kept them out the end zone. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm not gonna make too much of this win. Nice win for my boys. Like I say, 3 of the last 4 weeks, you know, we didn't won 3 of our last 4 games. So all I'm gonna say is we gonna see.
So no playoffs. I told you. If y'all could make the playoffs.
Man, y'all stop it. Deron, you
that's
like the Patriots.
That ain't what you told me. That ain't what you told me. All I've been hearing is, man, we tried to tell Antoine that this team ain't no good. We tried to tell Antoine y'all wasn't gonna do nothing. We tried to tell you about Jimmy G. We tried to. That's all I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing. All of that. I've been hearing all of that all year. My team has been a bad team for most of this year. I've said that previously. I'm starting to see the team I was expecting to see at the beginning of the year. I'm starting to see it. We're getting healthier. My team is starting to play the way that I thought that they would play. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I ain't going to too much overreact. Yeah, we beat the brakes off the Rams last week. We turned around, beat the brakes off the Jags this week. I ain't going to make too big a deal of it. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Deron.
What's up?
Deron, Tony, Uncle Ryan. Last Monday when the Niners beat the Rams and they had that impressive running game, if Colt McCoy was the quarterback with the Niners, would they still won that game?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir. We averaged under 4 yards a carry. You talking about an impressive running game. We ran the ball 40 times for 150 yards. We averaged 3.7 yards a carry. It wasn't all that impressive.
Antoine, if you watch that game, every throw Jimmy G threw was a quick slant or a skinny post in the middle of the field, wide open.
Right. It was on 3rd down, and he did not have a single completion for the whole first half of the game. Let's move on, y'all, to Dallas, Kansas City. Come on, Deron, stock up, stock down. We ready for it.
You ready for it, man? God damn, man. So, stock down, man. Kellen Moore. Just not being creative enough. There was 3 plays that I watched where the play calling was designed to go strictly to a person on 3rd down. Like, you know, there was one that he went to Zeke that it was supposed to be kind of like a pick play, and he got stopped. You know, and it's basically where he's setting the team up for one option plays where you can only go one option and then hope for that player to get it. It reminded me what I complained about Baker Mayfield. It's 3rd and 7, and you dropping the ball down in 2 yards. want to get an extra run for it. And one time it did work where he got a screen play because he saw a blitz. And I think Dak actually went out of that play, got a screen play from a blitz, and got a first down. Kellen Moore was just not creative, enough to me. And just, I didn't like the play calling at all. Stock down. Dak Prescott. I think the Patriots have shown everybody how to play us. And that's man up on everybody on the outside.
You mean Denver?
No, Patriots. We beat the Patriots, but and I know,
you.
but
Okay.
but I think the Patriots shown, hey, do this. This is, and they don't have the personnel to do it. But I'm not going to that. But I think throw into small windows and run the football. I was so surprised how disciplined KC was in running the football, especially early in the game, to just keep my defense off balance. I can't wait to see my defense when D-Law and Gregory get back because they're gonna be monsters. But just highly disappointed. I don't mind losing, like how we lost against Tampa Bay, but I hate watching my team lose when they just played bad. The offense was terrible. I don't want to hear no excuses about the receivers at all. I know Cooper would have helped with the one-on-ones. He's a great one-on-one route runner. But if Dak is not on, we gonna struggle. We gonna struggle. Stock up my defense. They played their hearts out. That, like you said, Dre, that first drive that they put together, Kansas City put together, was impressive. It kept them off balance. Like I said, they ran the ball efficiently, and they did what they were supposed to do. That one touchdown was enough. So I can't put just all this blame on my defense. It's definitely my offense, my offensive line. I do believe, because I have been saying, let McGovern play. The only thing when you put somebody new in a 20% of your line and you change it, it's gonna change the dynamic in the communication and everything. Do I think McGovern is better than Williams? I do, because Williams getting too many penalties. But there is something to be said. When somebody stunts and you've been working with that guy next to you all that time, it's gonna make a difference. And really, it was basically 40%, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 40% of my line was gone. That Williams and Tyron Smith, and it definitely showed. And it also showed Collins. He's just not there. He's gonna get his feet on anything. He's just not there. And then lastly, stock up, man. The defensive rookie player of the year, Michael Parsons. I have not talked about this kid too much. I've been waiting to see what he was going to be. One time I was criticizing why they got him on the line so much. You can see why they do. I do love him at linebacker against the screens. I think he's one of the best screen linebackers that there is. I saw it against the Eagles. I saw it against the Giants. No screens is going to get past him. And I love that about him. But was he the only bright spot? I can't think of nobody else that was a bright spot on my team other than Michael Parsons. So, just disappointed to watch them lose playing bad. And I told Tony before the game, I said, there's two things I don't want to happen. I didn't want us to blow out Kansas City because I thought we would get too big at it and that'll hurt us. And I did not want to get blown out by Kansas City because I thought that was going to defeat us, and I did not want to hear y'all mouth. Neither one of those happened, but to play that bad, that's just disheartening. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put them up there with the two teams I mentioned, because the Cardinals, even though they only was playing Seattle, they have won games with their backup. That's impressive. And Green Bay lost, but every time I watch Green Bay, I'm like, they playing like Kansas City did last year. They just so arrogant, think they can just come back at any time. And they thought they did it again against the Vikings. So I can't even put my boys up with them right now. But when we get healthy, we're gonna be monsters.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say much. So the only thing I really want to say is I disagree with the run on stock down on that. There was a couple of plays where he overthrew early in the game. Okay, yeah, that I put that on him. Um, but the line was atrocious. And the wide receivers, not because we was missing Coop, because it's next
The
man up.
drops. The
It's
drops.
the
You're right.
drops. Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, even CD Lamb had one before he left after the first half with the concussion. He hit his head pretty hard. And they did what they were supposed to do against CD. They double teamed him because there was no Coop out there. You got Michael Gallup came back. He ain't shown enough for you to worry about him like that. So but that offensive line was atrocious, man. Collins, I think, came back too early. I really wish that he kept still at right tackle. Used the guy that filled in for that game or two for Smith, and just kept that going that way. McGovern Williams, I'm neither here nor there on them two fellas right there. But I watched was still on one of the sacks that got. Still stood there like still.
He wasn't ready.
You know
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
wasn't
saying?
ready.
The dude did not move when the ball was hiked. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
are you serious, dude? You've been starting the whole year and you let this happen? And then Collins, penalties. He's getting beat off the line. He's getting handled. The offensive line was atrocious today against a defense that's ranked towards the bottom. And they look like they were Super Bowl ready today. But the defensive line did anyway. I mean, the offensive line, man. People keep calling it one of the best lines in the league. They did not look like one of the best. They look like a Detroit Lions offensive line today. We couldn't get no running started, nothing, man. So I don't put that on. I don't put stock down on Dak. I think there's some things he missed and could have done better, but he was running for his life the whole time. The whole time. So
The only thing I want to add on to why I put Dak down there, it wasn't just the missed passes, but I didn't like some of the decision making he was making as well on some throws. I thought it made me think, like I said, it made me think of Baker. 7-13, 2 yards, drop off, and hoping your guy gonna make it. I'm like, we're not even gonna try. And that might be in Kellen Moore. I don't know, but you $100 million man. You should that one screen that you screened for a first down. You had the power to say, hey, red, whatever. So I just the decision making to me and the missed throws. He was a little bit off, but the decision making is my biggest thing about that game.
Like you say, offensive line played a part in that for me. But that's real quick before we move on. I want to point out because anybody said it. The Steelers didn't come back and tied the game 34-34.
What? See, man,
yes, sir.
24-point fourth quarter, bro.
34-34
fourth quarter. That's crazy. Come on, Dre.
Back, man. They come back.
Uncle Ryan got anything to add to his team?
He dropped off.
He ended up dropping out.
I don't know if it was an accident or what, but
Uncle Ryan? Can you hear me?
He dropped off.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, America, can y'all see me? Hold on, let me turn on the light in this car. Can y'all see me, America? I don't know if y'all know this. About America, y'all don't know this. Huh?
We can see you. Go ahead.
I work in the oil and gas industry, and one of the benefits of working in oil and gas is, you have great medical benefits. And with my great medical benefits, I got me some Invisalign for the last 4 months to improve my smile and close my gap, just so I can smile in moments like this. I promise I told people earlier when y'all was talking about buying stock in the Cowboys, just wait till the season progress. And I said, wait till December. It's getting close to December. It ain't quite December, but it's getting there. And now we're starting to see why I said that. And I'm hoping you didn't buy a lot of stock, America. I should have, did some Martha Stewart type stuff and give you some, break some laws and some trade information not to buy stock in the Cowboys, because I told y'all The Cowboys have an issue of a culture issue. And it's kind of like what Deron said earlier. You know, they tend to keep the same type of coaches within the system, within the, you know, Jerry Jones like and the like-minded type coaches, and he tries to groom coaches. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem with the Cowboys, because it to me, it takes away the creativity, new blood, new mindset, new culture. And that's what I think the Cowboys need. They have the same culture to me they've been having for 20 years. And I think that's the demise of them. That's the reason why you see the exact same thing tends to happen every year. And on that first drive, that was the difference to me. Seeing Eric B. and Andy Reid be creative on that drive to keep defenses on their toes. And on that last, Kelsey touchdown, the formation, everything, it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was, the Cowboys wasn't expecting it. And now I'm going back trying to think, have I ever seen the Cowboys get creative at the right moment in the right time when it comes to play calling, you know, formations, anything? And it seems like it's so uniformed with the Cowboys. So with that being said, 2 reasons why I'm smiling. This new smile, you know what I'm saying? Because I told y'all about the Cowboys, but I also told you about Kansas City. And that's 4 games in a row. They starting to wake up. They starting to play, and the cream always rises to the top. And they're going to take over the AFC West, and they're going to be a serious contender when the time is right, going into the playoffs, and be a contender for to represent the AFC. I told you, America. I told you.
Bro, you need
that
to stop.
same energy.
First, you need to
That
get your
same
team.
energy.
Okay, because you jump ship the moment your team just sucked. But
I didn't say
really,
I was a Kansas City.
hold on. Because my brother even pointed out, Kansas City ain't beat nobody. They beat
y'all.
They beat us. You're right. But to talk about the last 4 games, hold on. But to talk about, wait, I let you, Dre, did I not let you talk?
You're right there, Bo. You're right there, Bo.
All right. So to act like they have done really something, yeah.
Kansas
They beat
City
us in a
good,
close game. Our offense couldn't get it going, couldn't get in the rhythm. Offensive line was atrocious. You know, I give them that. Yes, they beat us. But before now, the other 3 games, they ain't beat nobody. They ain't done nothing. For
It's
years,
still a good team.
Look, I don't know why you taking up him. But this is a person that talk about how the Patriots ain't played nobody, but they leading their division. But now you want to jump on the Kansas City bandwagon when they basically the same?
Tony,
Come on,
Kansas City got a Super Bowl. They're Super
Dre, you can't keep interrupting, bro, like that.
You can't compare the Patriots to a Super Bowl team.
Can't keep interrupting like that, bro. Let him talk.
Whoa. You can't compare a 6-time winning franchise of Super Bowls to a 2-time or 1-time winning, 2-time appearing. Come on, bro. Are you really? You know, I'm losing my camera. Never mind. Y'all move on to something else, man. Move on to something else. Because you man, come on, man. Be consistent. Be consistent, bro. That's all I'm saying. Be consistent. You so inconsistent.
Super Bowl Patriots.
Okay, I'm done. Let's move on to something else. Still the same coach there. Still the same coach there.
Not even there
So,
no
come
more.
on. Still the same coach there.
Come on, man.
Boy, I tell you, boy.
If I may,
please, let's move to something else.
So, how I see this is and I said this to my brother. I was watching the game with my brother and my old man today, and so how I seen this game is Dallas had no business losing to Kansas City. Kansas City is not a good team. They have good weapons on offense. Their defense is atrocious. It has been atrocious all year. They like 28th in pass defense. They like 30th in run defense. They are horrible getting off the field on 3rd down. They defense is bad. Then when you look at their offense, their offense has been nothing close to what it has been in previous years. Even if you watch this, if you watch this game today, outside of I think their first 3 possessions, bro, or 2 possessions. Yeah, they first so they first possession they scored a touchdown. The next possession they got a field goal. The third possession they got a touchdown. From that point on, they could not do nothing against Dallas's defense. I told my brother, Dallas's defense played they butt off.
They did.
They really did, man. Dallas's defense showed up. Kansas City could not, like, they couldn't cross the 50 for a quarter. After they got that second touchdown early in the second quarter, and I think that was could have been off of a turnover, or maybe the field goal was off of a turnover. Yeah, the field goal was off of a fumble by Dak, strip sack, and Dallas held them to 3. They got another touchdown. After that, they had 4 more possessions before halftime. They could not cross the 50. Only thing that they got for the rest of the game was 2 more field goals. So Dallas's defense was not really the issue. Their offense, Dallas's offense, was horrible.
Terrible.
It was horrible, which surprises me because the Marshmallow Man / Beast, Zeke the Beast, was non-existent. He melted again under the pressure. Under the spotlight, under the fire, he melted and turned into goo. All you needed was some chocolate and graham crackers again, and you could have had s'mores on this Sunday afternoon. The offense was atrocious, bro. Dallas had no business losing this game to Kansas City. They just didn't. I'm sorry. And if the offense played anything close to what they played against some of these other bad teams, because I look at Kansas City the same way I seen San Francisco. They was a bad team. Defense wasn't playing well. Offense ain't really playing well. And you suppose, like, a good team is supposed to be able to beat a team like Kansas City at this point. That don't mean that I'm not saying that Kansas City is trash. I'm not saying that they Jacksonville. I'm not saying that they the Texans. I ain't saying that. They ain't a terrible team. They do have talent on both sides of the ball. So I'm not trying to say that they garbage. But the way that they've been playing football, they have not played good football at all this year. Now they on a little win streak, but that has been against bad teams. They beat the Giants. I think they beat Green Bay against Jordan Love, right? And they had, I want to say, I don't quite remember at this. My mind went blank, but they beat 3 other bad teams for their 3-game win streak.
The Raiders,
yeah. That they blew out last week. And everybody, the offense is back. The offense is back. That offense ain't nothing, man. The Raiders just a trash team who then came back to earth. They won that. I got you, Dre. I seen you raise your hand. That one game that they won without John Gruden. And since that point, they ain't been able to win a game since. The Raiders.
I thought they won 2. I thought they won that one because
the Raiders right now is on a 3-game losing streak. You know what I'm saying? So the Raiders is just a horrible team, and people overblew, what happened last week with Kansas City and the Raiders. I just don't think that Kansas City at this moment in time is a good football team, and Dallas had no business losing that game, bro.
That's not bad though.
Come on, Dre, what you got, bro?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Didn't the Dallas lose to the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, come on.
They in the same division as KC, right? So give me the argument is Cowboys ain't beat nobody with a winning record and the Chargers, whatever. So why would you assume on a road team, the Cowboys being the road team, going to KC, and record-wise, they're only 1 game apart, that you automatically assume based off neither one of them has beat anybody, that automatically means the Cowboys should have beat Kansas City, had no beating losing to Kansas City. I don't understand that. They're both to me the same situation.
No.
And we talk about the Cowboys just lost to the Denver Broncos.
But Dre,
Miller.
Dre, he's talking about if you watch the game. If you did watch the game and see how the game was, you could see, like, except for that first drive.
That's what I was about to say. Because I showed that first drive, they sliced that defense apart.
They did, first drive. But we talking about the whole game. And I understand what he's saying, that if you look at, like, man, if you can put together one decent drive, just to change the side of the field. I'm not saying drive down the way down.
That means you didn't deserve to win. That means
the defense did their job. I understand what you're saying, but you're still not watching the game because it's drop passes.
Where did the execution? When I see Clark sacking him 3.5 times, do it not makes me feel the Cowboys deserve to win? It was, to me, if it's a deserve to win, it's a hard-fought game.
No.
Cowboys wait to the last second, and there was some fumbles or a drop snap or, some, crazy stuff happened to lose the game. But to me, I'm looking at two teams that ain't beat nobody, has both winning records, both of them are top of their division.
Dre, listen.
Lose to the Denver Broncos. That don't give me the confidence that I think the Cowboys going to go into Kansas City and dominate that. I'm going to put money on that.
Now let me address this right quick. Let me address this before we move on. First of all, I didn't, and I know my brother and Deron didn't. Nobody said that they deserved to win. I didn't say that they deserved to win. I said that Dallas had no business losing because Kansas City, number one, has been playing bad football. They are a bad football team. Their defense is atrocious, and their offense is not nothing close. Hold on, Dre.
Football on a 4-game winning streak.
Dre, you gotta understand, bro. Like, we can sing together, we can't talk together. If you need to write it down, man. But let me finish my thought, and then you can rebut. As I was saying, their offense has not been playing nothing close to what it has been for the last 2 years that they made the Super Bowl. So when you take that into consideration, their offense ain't the same. It was like 2 or 3 games in a row where they didn't score no more than 13 points. This Kansas City Chiefs team, their defense has been bad statistically, and if you watch them play, their defense has been bad. The Dallas Cowboys coming into this game, I think, had the number 1 rated offense. They got the 15th ranked defense. Okay, you have an above average offensive line. You got 2 running backs. There's no way, in my opinion, Dallas should have lost this game to Kansas City. Their offense let them down. Defensively, they kept them in position all game long. Dallas was no more than 13 points behind Kansas City. That's the most that they was behind all game was 13 points. For the number 1 rated offense, there's no way you can tell me that if your defense can keep you within 2 scores the entire game, that you can't do no better than 3 field goals.
What are the Cowboys on a 2-game losing streak?
No.
Nope.
Well, they lost. When did they lose to Denver?
2 weeks ago. They beat Atlanta last week.
Okay, they beat Atlanta last week. We just talked about what the Kansas City did to the Raiders. I'm speaking of lately, now, in the present. 4 weeks in a row, they've been playing decent enough football to win, and they blew out the Raiders when they was talking about their offense is back. And in the first series of this game, that offense still looked like it was on all cylinders. So I'm looking at the present. 4-game winning streak. One team is 1-1 in the last 2 games, and that team is coming in on the road as a road team. I'm confused on now. Now you're saying the Kansas City don't look good, and they've been looking good for the last 4 weeks?
They look good against bad teams.
Go ahead, Tom.
They look good against bad teams. They had one drive, the first drive.
Hold on, Dre. Let him finish, Dre.
Yeah, Dre, you killing me, bro.
I'm just confused here.
I'm confused
If you
too.
listen,
Yeah, but bro, if you listen, you won't be confused. Let other people talk, bro, without you interrupting them.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, because he's so inconsistent
with
with
Dre
what he say. You want to talk about somebody with a 4-game winning streak against bad teams, but then when you talk about us, we played against bad teams, but you want to make it look like they've done something. I mean, they had. I'm talking. So they look good against a bad Raiders team. My brother said, Deron said, everybody said the Raiders teams are bad. Okay, they had one good drive against us at the beginning of the game. You want to talk about now what happened the rest of the drives? Like my brother said, they didn't look anything like they did the first drive, did they? So let's talk about the now. Yeah, we can move on to something else. This is ridiculous.
They do the exact same thing.
Okay, I do want to say this. I am with Dre on this. I'm not on this. Oh, they just played because all of y'all keep saying, well, they ain't played nobody, but then y'all were backtracking when y'all talk about another team, and y'all say so. I look at the game and see how they're playing. Kansas City is playing well. Me coming into this game, I thought it was going to be a good game. I didn't guarantee that we were going to win it. Like I told you, there's two things I did not want to happen in this game. So it's not like I do see Kansas City as a solid squad, just like we've been arguing. We argued last year, and we're on the track to argue again this year. That there's someone here that feels Kansas City's not good, and there's someone here that thinks Kansas City is a good team. You know what I'm saying? They're not the greatest, and they're not the worst. But there's somewhere in there that we all trying to argue that point. But when I watch this game with Kansas City versus Dallas, the game was there for Dallas to have if they could have put together anything. I give it to Kansas City. They did what they were supposed to do. Their defense stepped up. Like when Aaron was mentioning their defensive stats, there was a stat that was talking about what their defense looked like for the last 4 weeks, and it's been better. So I'm not with this, they're a terrible defense. They have been playing better. That's how the NFL is going to go. Just like Ant said, some people are in a slump right now. They're in a slumber. And there's some teams that's surging up. And Kansas City is one of those teams that's surging up. It's just when I watched the game with Dallas, it wasn't like I felt like Kansas City just beat them. You know what I'm saying? It was a combination of something that Kansas City did, but there's also combinations, like you said, on the drop passes that they had. I'm like, come on, guys, don't hurt yourself. Or the first drive that Dallas had, and Dak overthrows him. And he's wide open. I'm like, that's hurting yourself. That's you beating yourself. So it was a combination. I don't want us to get into these generalities of it's all that is all this. No, it's a combination of both of what both of you guys are saying. But it's like we're not recognizing what one is saying, and we're stuck on this point. So yes, Kansas City, they did do something, but my goodness, Cowboys on offense, like Ann was saying, look absolutely terrible. And that's like what Tony said with the offensive line. This looked terrible. So I feel what everybody's saying, because there is a middle ground that both of y'all are saying the same, not the same thing, or making good points, but it's somewhere in the middle, and that's all I'm trying to say.
D, what did I tell you? What did I tell you earlier today, D, about Kansas City? You remember?
Yeah. Well,
I said this game worried me because the defense has been looking better the last 4 games. I'm not arguing against what Dre is saying. My problem with Dre that he keeps missing, bro, is you inconsistent. You want to talk down on one team that did the same thing that Kansas City did. You want to talk good about Kansas City against teams that nobody, but you want to say the same thing. You want to talk down on the Patriots for the same thing. That's my issue. That's my issue. It ain't about, because I told Deron, Kansas City defense to me, I told my brother, Kansas City defense has been figuring it out. They look a whole lot better the last 3-4 games. My brother's like, no, they bad. He didn't want to hear it. But I said the same thing you're saying. My problem with you, bro, is you want to talk down when we bring up the Patriots, but you want to talk up on Kansas City, and they in the same boat. Actually, the Patriots offense look better.
We're talking about Patrick
Defense look
Mahomes,
better.
a two-time Super Bowl team.
Let's say it now. Let's say it now.
Hot. We're
Let's
not
say it
talking
now.
about a team who never proved nothing, that all of a sudden he's going to be we're talking about two different things. And we're talking about a team that's hot now, who's a Super Bowl team. Not a team that's just, never mind. Anyway, my other point of this, what Deron was saying, about
what now you want to go back to the past.
When you're talking about, Deron, when you was talking about for as the offense, right? A couple weeks ago, when you mentioned about, me coaching, things of that nature, you know this as a player. Sometimes, even as a coach, the offense can come in with a game plan, and the defense, Bill Belichick's great at it, take away your strengths and find mismatches. What Clark did today could have been just a defensive strategy on a mismatch. Meaning it took away what the Cowboys were trying to do by seeing mismatches. That's coaching. So it's not necessarily meaning my offense is just terrible today. No, give credit to the defense for actually having a game plan or finding the mismatch and taking away what you wanted to do. That you can't just say offense just sucked, and since Kansas City's been sucking, that we should have dominated them. No, sometimes you can get out coached, and they got
that's true.
Here to take away who can attack your mismatch, your weakness. If I got Clark and you got a weak offensive guard, I can say, hey, we're gonna move Clark to that side over that guard, and he's gonna tear him up all day. And guess what? You can't do nothing about it because your backup is worse than that guard. So guess what you can do? You gotta take it.
You understand? I understand what you're saying, Dre, but everything that I just mentioned is not going with that. I do give Kansas City credit on how they decided that we're going to play man up and we're not going to let you guys run the football. That's coaching. But drop passes is not coaching. Miss wide open guys is not coaching. And making decisions to throw the ball for 2 yards when you need 8. That's not coaching. So I've already mentioned these 3 things that I saw in the game that has absolutely nothing to do with Kansas City coaching. I will, and just like I said, credit. If you looked at the game, you're right. The coaching that they decided to do, they crowded that line and they say, you know what? We'll go one-on-one. I saw a bunch of times. Number 21 that Kansas City had, that Troy Aikman was like, look, they not do it. He's one-on-one. He's one-on-one right there. And I'm like, okay, we're going to go for one. The one time that we do go for it, this is not coaching as well. He had one-on-one with the play that knocked Lamb out the game. One-on-one right there and decides to go for it. Dak throws it on the inside and short. And if you know you got a one-on-one like that, where are you supposed to throw that, Dre? On the outside or the back. Go as far as you can. If he ain't gonna catch it, he gonna have to dive for it. That's placement. Hold on, I'm gonna let you talk. All those 3 things right there, which were big key factors of my offense, had nothing to do with the coaching and the strategy that they had, even though they did have a good strategy in saying you're not getting big plays. No matter how much you try to run, you kept saying 2 yards. One play, maybe 6, 3 yards, 2 yards. They would just crowd in the line. I give them that, but then I'm not taking it away of the badness. I don't even know if that's a word. The bad play that my offense had. And I mentioned that.
Well, this is like prime example. This is what Madden don't really teach, and you'll know this, right, Deron? If Dak Prescott comes to that line, right, and they giving him a certain look, and even adjust that look just a little bit, corner or slot, the corner, slot corner, excuse me, he might line up 2 yards inside on the inside shoulder, or the right, give him a total different look that they seen on film. And Dak audibles out certain plays because of the look he has, and they're disguising certain coverages. That's not on the. Y'all as fans, we're looking at it and be like, dang, why we did this, why we did that. Well, we don't understand what Dak is seeing and what's been coached throughout the whole season when he approaches that line, right?
Okay, let me hold up. Before you go to another point, let me answer that. you're right. They won't do something different on tape. But Dre, once that ball is hiked, once you see the look, there's still execution that you got to do. There's no excuse to say, oh, he did the inside, so I had to throw it on the inside because we were coached this way. That's the big players. All the guys that don't get to play, that barely get to see, you can understand that. But the dudes that the captains that run the squad, you know that you got to make a play. And that's on that play that he threw the Lamb. That was Dak not making a play. Period. No matter what he was coached. You the $100 million man. Make that play. Period. That's your job.
Let's let my brother talk, man, so we can move on to the next game, please.
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna add one thing real quick, and we can go on and move on and make our picks for this upcoming week. I am gonna shoot some bail to Kansas City from this standpoint. Today, they play phenomenal defense.
Yes, they did.
I said this the whole time I was watching that game, and my hatred for the Cowboys came out at the end, and my brother, said something to me about it, where I was full on rooting for Kansas City. But they played phenomenal. Every time they needed a play to get off the field on third down, every time they had to get a stop on defense, to not let that offense get fully on track and get their way into the end zone, Kansas City is the one who made the plays. So I'm gonna shoot them some bail on that. But at the end of the day, what my opinion of Kansas City is still my opinion of Kansas City. Dallas had no business losing, in my opinion. All right, so let's go and move on to Thursday night football, man. Thanksgiving Day. Got 3 big games. Let's go and make our picks, man. Deron, you ready or do I need?
Oh yeah, hold up. Got to get a new book. Come on, get one of my workbooks. Y'all seen? I was so disappointed in my boys. I didn't go to Frisco today, and go to the Star. I had to do this from the house. You know what I'm saying? So.
Man, you always do it from your house. You just ain't feel like hanging your sheet up, for everybody to see your cowboy bed
let me
in the
set
background.
Up at the start, man. Stop hating, dog.
I ain't hating. I'm just saying. maybe it's in the dryer or something. That's all it is. All right, Bears at the Lions. First game, Thursday morning. I'm going with Chicago.
Quick question.
So for Thursday, go ahead, Drake.
No, go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, give me the 3 Bs for all 3 games. Bears, Boys, Bills. Y'all my 3 now. All right, Drake.
You know what? I like that. Go ahead, Drake.
What happened to Fields?
He got hurt.
Rib injury or something like that.
Yeah, he did. I don't know. I don't know if it. I thought it was a concussion, but don't quote me on that. I know he did get hurt.
Yeah, they said something about it was a rib injury.
It was ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something wrong with his ribs.
Thanksgiving.
Probably that's a short game. Dalton played pretty well filling in. I imagine they go ahead and rest him. Let Dalton play because it is the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Let Dalton play.
No matter who play,
bring him back after that.
Nah, that means I ain't watching it then. So I'll still go with the Bears anyway.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna do like my brother. I'm gonna go Bears, girls, Bills.
You do the same thing, Dre?
Who the girls play?
Raiders. The Raiders.
The boys play the Raiders.
How many games are the
They play
Raiders are 5-5. You ain't gonna get no 2 for 1. You childish, bro. You childish. You looking for an excuse to pick against Dallas. They 5-5, Dallas 7-3.
So even if the Dallas win, they still ain't gonna be no team with a winning record, huh?
What are you talking about?
Let me go. But no, the Raiders like you said, Antoine, the Raiders on a 3-game losing streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pick them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am. A little motivation. Yeah. They playing Dallas or they playing
You know what? Wait.
You
I'm
know
gonna
it's
talk this through.
You know it's Thanksgiving. We
I
always play Dallas.
am tempted to pick the Raiders, especially if Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb ain't gonna be back from that concussion.
Pick 'em, man.
Cooper just had a COVID thing.
He had the COVID?
Yeah,
he was
and
on
since
COVID
he's not
protocol.
vaccinated, it's 10 days, so he can't play this game either.
So he ain't gonna play Thursday.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna take the Raiders, man.
I got the Raiders.
I'm gonna take the Raiders. Cause I don't know that CeeDee Lamb gonna clear concussion protocol in 4 days. Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Raiders and I'm gonna take the Bills.
Yeah, I got
everybody else. The Bills.
Who the Bills play?
The Saints.
Oh yeah, I got the Bills.
Who you got to run?
I'm saying I'm Bills. I'm just like Tony.
Okay. All right. Next game is the Steelers at the Bengals.
Bro.
Steelers at who?
Cincinnati.
I'm gonna take Cincinnati.
Me too.
Hey, did the Steelers win today?
They just lost.
No,
they just lost in a barn burner.
Yeah.
Who did they play?
The Chargers.
Chargers.
Oh shoot.
44-34, something like that.
I'm gonna take you said the Steelers versus Bengals?
Yeah. It's
I'm
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati too.
I'm going with the Steelers. Well, hold up. Was there any injuries or something I'm not aware of?
No.
I just think Cincinnati gonna beat the Steelers. Ain't no injuries.
Sure.
It's a division game. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's a division. It's gonna be a good game. All right, next game is the Buccaneers.
And I didn't give who you got.
Oh, I said the Bengals. When my brother said the Bengals, I said me too.
Oh, okay.
Bucks at the Colts.
Ooh.
Look. I
told
saw the
you
wrong face. I saw the wrong face, and Tony made the noise. Like, ooh, I don't know.
Wait, did I miss something earlier? You know, Carson Wentz still the quarterback, right?
Yeah, but they got that Jonathan Taylor, bro. 5 TDs a day. He won. He got a running game. The Bucks can't stop the running game. Last I checked. So yeah, coach defense step up a little bit. Carson did
the only thing the
he only had
Colts
106 passing yards. But I mean, if they can control the clock with the running game and the defense can step up, man, shoot, coach could probably win this one. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Man. The Colts, the Colts need to be legit is a bona fide pass catcher. I don't care if that's receiver, tight end.
Quarterback.
T.Y. He need to retire. T.Y. done.
T.Y. done, and Pittman just ain't that dude. I want to pick the Colts because I told y'all that's my second half surprise, but it's hard for me to go against the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Well, did they
I'm gonna stick with the Bucks on that one. I got the Bucks.
Tampa Bay on bye this week?
No, they play tomorrow night. The Giants.
Play tomorrow night.
They have a short.
I'm gonna stick with Colts for now. I'm gonna stick with Colts for now.
I'm gonna rock out with Indy too.
Dang.
Yeah, Vita Vea is gone. I think he out for the season. They ain't got no secondary, and so even though the Colts ain't got no receivers, Tampa Bay ain't got no secondary, so it should even itself out as far as the passing game. And I think Colts defense is playing pretty well. And I still don't think that they're gonna have Antonio Brown nor Gronk back. So Tampa's dealing with injuries right now.
I think Gronk is back. I think Gronk playing this week because he in my lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, he's squished.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Panthers at the Dolphins.
Quickly, because I missed earlier. With Tennessee struggling, are y'all gonna finally agree with me? That's not locked shut and throw the key on that division.
They know how I feel about Tennessee.
That way. I will say I'm leaning towards that way. especially if coach can pull out this win against the Bucks like I pick him to. I may have, I'm rethinking that. My thoughts on that.
All right, continue, Antoine.
Panthers at the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go Panthers.
Panthers.
Cam get a second straight start. McCaffrey's back. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Panthers on this.
I kind of was low key rooting for Cam, man. I don't know why. I was kind of low key looking for that dude.
Me too. Me too. I am. Just because I kind of feel like he got the bad end of the stick in New England. I kind of want him to go out there.
I'm gonna rock with Miami. Titans at the Patriots.
Hey, you know McCaffrey back. Patriots. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the next game?
Titans at the Patriots.
Patriots.
Look, Dre don't know who to pick. He don't know who to hate on.
Hey, look, I can how Dre be hating on teams. I can tell y'all all his picks when they go through them, just because how much he be hating.
Oh man, I saw his face. He like, dang. I don't know who I want to hate on more.
You know, like real talk. You know what I'm saying? Since we're gonna be candid and honest. You know, I was gonna low key jump ship when the Deshaun Watson stuff started happening. I'm like, man, I ain't no Texas fan no more. I was gonna go back and be an old Houston Oilers fan, and root for Tennessee. But Derrick Henry got hurt and stuff. I'm like, nah, go ahead and let him. So, but actually, I'm gonna go with Tennessee on this game. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I actually thought Tennessee should have kept running Foreman against the Texans, and they could have won this game. But that's another debate. But I got Tennessee.
I'm a rock with Tennessee, mostly for my partner Tuna Fish. I'm rolling with the Titans, man. If they lose to the Patriots, bro, I don't want you complaining no more about nobody hating on your squad, man. They better show up. You lose to the Texans, you know what I'm saying? You can't backdoor and then turn around and lose to New England. On top of that, New England ain't bad, but still.
You lose to New England South and then go lose to real New England.
Third, your team is trash. I just want to let you know. Your record ain't showing what y'all is, man. You said that's Tune. I'm sorry, that's Tune.
Yeah, I'm talking Tune.
Yeah, that's Tune.
All right. Eagles, Giants. I think we all gonna rock out with the Eagles, right?
Yeah, that's my other surprise squad.
Yeah. All right. Certified Boo Boo Bowl, Falcons and the Jaguars.
Do we even have to pick that game?
I'm going ATL.
Unfortunately.
ATL.
I'm going with Jacksonville.
That boy said he was done with ATL.
I'm rocking with Jacksonville. All right. It's mostly because Jacksonville has an elite running attack. I don't think Atlanta gonna be able to stop the run for Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville gonna run the ball down their throat, and they gonna beat Atlanta. That's my opinion. I think they're gonna beat Atlanta.
I'm laughing, but I actually agree with him. I'm going with Jacksonville too.
I actually agree with him myself. I was thinking the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. I actually agree with him myself.
Okay, so I misspoke previously. This is the certified Boo Boo Bowl. Jets at the Texans.
Thanks. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Texans, man. If Tyrod's still
playing, I'm going Texans too, but this is for real Boo Boo Bowl. Ain't nobody watching this game except family members. Family members.
I ain't watching
it. Coaching staff. And the coaches might not even be paying attention. They might be texting on their phone.
Yeah.
Who you going with, Dre? You know you going to take and quit acting like you got to think about it.
Zach Wilson, no. Flacco was quarterback, huh?
That's right. He is quarterbacking. I'm gonna still go. If Tyrod playing, I'm gonna still stick with Texas.
I'm rocking with the Texans. Third,
Only
I got you, partner. I'm rocking with your boys this week.
Only because I like Lovie Smith, man. Lovie Smith is doing, decent with this old boo-boo talent he got. I just wish he had better talent, but, I go with the Texans this week.
All right. Chargers.
Deron,
I'm Jets.
All right.
I'm Jets.
Deron Jets.
Jets. Chargers at the Broncos.
Chargers for me.
I'm rocking with the Chargers too.
Yeah,
Right,
Chargers.
All right, game of the week. Rams at the Packers.
Okay, it's game of the week.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm gonna go Rams.
Packs. I'm going Packs.
I'm gonna go Rams.
Even though the Rams, that bye week is gonna help them.
Is this the first week with Aaron Rodgers back?
No,
Aaron Rodgers played today.
Last week.
Right today?
Played last week
Yeah.
too, I believe, right? Yeah, he played last week and this week.
Okay, so Jordan Love just played that one game,
Yeah.
and they lost today?
Yep.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, Aaron Jones is back next week?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope so for my fantasy squad.
No. If he come back, I may change my pick, but right now I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rams,
Rams.
too. I think Von Miller and all them got enough time to get adjusted to the system and all that, and ODB and all them, OBJ, I mean. So, yeah, I got Rams.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Don't speak. Packers.
All right, Browns at the Ravens.
I got Ravens.
If Jackson's back, I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, Jackson gonna be back.
Hey, but that boy today, Utley, he did all right.
Yeah, he ain't played too bad. I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore too. Vikings at Niner game. It's a Niner thing.
It's the who?
The Vikings.
Vikings?
Yes, sir.
At the Niners.
Come on, cancel culture. My squad has been canceled by I think all of y'all.
Ain't nobody canceled it.
I know ain't nobody picking my Niners for this game.
Ain't nobody canceled
No,
it.
I just
sure
actually
ain't.
gonna
I
say.
can- I got the Vikings.
I know ain't nobody picking my Niners. Hey,
No.
all of y'all who's watching the video, if y'all need to, go back and watch them videos.
Go back.
That Deron was talking about. Tony, I thought you canceled them already. I know you ain't picking the Niners. I thought you canceled them already.
I said that right
And what
there.
did I say?
That's
What did I
right.
say?
So
Go back
how
and
you
find
saying
that.
ain't nobody
I ain't
canceled?
canceled.
If you ask
I
them,
ain't canceled.
Tony, I thought you canceled.
I said
I
canceled.
said, Tony, I thought you canceled because he said if they do something like this again, they done or something like that.
What you saying, Dre?
But
Dre, what
they
that mean?
didn't.
I got Vikings for you.
I'll say they canceled. Vikings, let's go. It's over. They canceled.
Okay.
Nope. I got
Deron?
Niners because I
You
think
got Vikings too, Deron?
No, I told you how I think about that empty suit and cousin. What you call him, cousin Kurt. I don't like
Cousin Kurt.
I don't like cousin Kurt. I'm not gonna do like y'all and just say
You don't like Jimmy neither. You don't like Jimmy neither. Jimmy been getting trouble all year.
I don't like Jimmy.
Now you a Jimmy G supporter.
Bruh.
No.
Even if we did cancel, we can come back like you did with ATL. So Niners, because
I came back the next year. I came back the next year.
I don't care. No, you didn't. You came back that same year. Last year. You canceled Atlanta.
Yes, you did because you said
back up.
You said because they voted.
Okay,
they
that was extenuating. That was extenuating circumstances.
Well,
They stood up. They stood up for Uncle Joe, man. That was extenuating circumstances.
Okay, well, this is extenuating circumstances. I lost a lot of games this week. Okay, so I'm picking Niners because I think Kirk Cousins go back to his old self, and I think the Niners win. I think the defense step up, make him make mistakes.
Yes.
Defense is playing a lot better. So yeah, I'm going the Niners against the Vikings.
I'm tempted to pick the Vikings because these dudes is picking my squad to try and give us that bad juju. They trying to put that bad juju on my team. You know what I'm saying? A couple of Cowboy fans, you know, who hates the 49ers is now want to pick the 49ers. So they trying to put that bad hooju on my squad.
Stop
So
playing, man.
Bro, I done picked your squad.
I think I got to offset it a little. I know, but y'all ain't both picked them. I'm gonna come back.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna come back to that game.
Yeah,
Seahawks at Washington football team.
Man, the Hawks are bad, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Washington.
They are bad.
They look horrible right now.
Goodness.
Oh,
I think the coach gonna be the
man. That's a take.
What did I tell you, bro? Say that again, Trey.
How much longer you think the Seahawks head coach is gonna be though?
What did I tell you?
Yeah. You said you wanted to talk about that on this show. It's time for Pete Carroll to go.
Yeah, so I am picking the football team for my pick. But I told my brother, man, I say, hey, tonight I'm going to ask the question, is this it for Pete Carroll? Because the way that they playing right now, I'm sorry. You got a potential, you got a potential Hall of Fame quarterback on your roster. You know what I'm saying? So you can excuse the couple of games that piece of making Gino was in.
Hold that thought. Give me your picks before we lose out. But
I said I'm picking football team.
I'm talking about these other two.
I actually going Hawks.
I said football team. I'm going football team. They showed me a little something today, even with their best defensive player gone.
I'm just being biased of because what you said. I do feel like Russell Wilson can figure it out. But go ahead, man. Go on your take, man. Is that all the games?
That's all the games, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Who the Cowboys play? Oh, I forgot. We already did that Thanksgiving. My fault.
Yeah. So it's wild to me, bro. Like when you have that type of quarterback on your team, and you got DK Metcalf, you got Tyler Lockett, they drafted a speedster wide receiver. You ain't got the best running backs. I think they top running back is injured. But at the end of the day, man, like Seattle has been looking very, very bad even since Russ came back.
Yep.
And so what usually happens in this situation, the first thing you think of is, okay, then ain't nobody listening to the coach no more. They done tuned out the coach because they not playing, up to the level. When you think of the Seattle Seahawks, even going back to Legion of Boom, now I know Legion of Boom ain't there, but you still believe that there's a standard that they play at. They gonna win 10 games a year. They may start off slow, they may slow down at the end, but they gonna win 10 games. They are gonna be a playoff team. And that team ain't making the playoffs this year. Unless a whole lot of other teams collapse and they do something that we ain't seen for the last month. So what are y'all thinking about Pete Carroll? I think he gone after this year.
I think that he might have bought himself just because of the Super Bowls and the Super Bowl appearances, one more year. I think he might have one more year, but I do think he lost the locker room, and I think that's part of the reason why Russ flirted around leaving this past offseason. I think Russ is sensing it himself. So I think he might have one more year. I don't think he's gonna fire him this offseason, but if he don't right the ship next year, then yeah, he gone.
Yeah, I'm with Dre. I think they don't let him go this year, but he's got a hot seat going into next year. His seat gonna definitely be hot, and it's gonna be conversations because they're gonna start laying the groundwork to let people know, hey, this is the place you can go and come here. I think right now it's just, it's still a good time. I guess you could look at it. The only way is somebody hot says, Riley or somebody that's that they just cannot pass on to take that spot. But I think it's a year away.
Sorry to interrupt, Deron, but can I put another little sprinkle to it? With USC head coaching position open, LSU, do you think Pete Carroll maybe go back to college?
That's if he went to go back to build back what he had at USC, that would be nice. But he's already got a Super Bowl ring. That's hey, I can see him leaving before he get fired. I'll say that. I can say that.
See, he can go back to USC or he can go to LSU.
I don't think he can go to LSU. I think he's a West Coast dude.
But didn't he have some controversy when he left? Is why he kind of hurried up and bounced ship.
Left before the suspensions and all that got handed down. So, yeah. You
think anybody really take that chance on him?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's common in football and college.
Pete Carroll is about 76 years old, man. This is his last job. This is his last gig. He finna go home and relax with his grandkids. I do think this is gonna be the last year because I don't think Seattle's done losing. They still got another 7 games, and they gonna end up probably winning about 5 or 6 of them on the season. So I do believe now. One thing that I do agree with about him retiring before he get fired, but I think that they gonna go to him and be like, Pete, come on, you didn't have a good run. Go on ahead and step down, so we don't have to fire. We don't want to fire you. We don't want that attached to you. You know what I'm saying? So just go on ahead and have your press conference. Tell them you finna go home with Annabelle, and relax with your grandkids in Seattle and retire. And they're gonna bring somebody else in. Like you can't win like this, and especially coming off of a situation where Russ made a big, deal out of the fact that he was at the Super Bowl and his team wasn't, and this is coming off of a playoff appearance. What you think Russ gonna do now, and they don't even make the playoffs?
Well, Deron and Tony.
Yeah.
We'll take them at UT. They can go ahead and fire Stark after this season. That team is garbage. I ain't never seen a team this sorry. He got to go after one season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm with my brother. I think this Pete Carroll last rodeo for the Hawks anyway. I think he's going after this year because really his defense has been on a downgrade for like the last 3-4 years, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Russ has kept a minute, allowed them to make it to some playoffs. But his defense has been going down, and it's hit rock bottom this year. So I don't see him lasting.
Yeah. So the thing about this year is that now his offense can't carry the load.
Right.
Where his defense has been getting worse and worse and worse, but offensively they could put up 27, 28, 30 points, to win some of those games. Now the offense ain't even able to do it.
Right.
And so I think Russ is gonna be a situation where they're gonna have to bring in another coach and sell Russ on, retooling the offense, building it completely around him. Yeah, the offensive line, all of that. Or Russ is gonna make a big deal, and they're gonna have to try and trade him and get draft picks for him.
You think Eric B will go to Seattle and please Russell?
Why not?
Eric B will go anywhere. That man can't get a job, which I don't understand.
Would that be a good fit? You know what I'm saying? Eric B.
Yeah. Because he's gonna bring that offense from Kansas City.
And I think, Russell's, he was Mahomes before Mahomes. Mahomes just do a little extra stuff with the no-look passes or whatever, but being able to scramble throw, he's got one of the best deep balls in the league still.
The best.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he still has the ability. He got, like you said, you got Metcalf, Lock is still good. You need a running back. You need a line. You know what I'm saying? The tight end ain't too bad. Yeah, so, yeah, man, he bring that over there, retool that offensive line, get you a running game, get you one other good piece at wide receiver. and redo that whole defense, so they'd be back at it. So yeah, I think his offensive fit, Seattle.
Well, quickly, Ant, quick question. Did y'all see that brawl between the Lakers and Pistons?
Yeah.
I didn't
It
get to
wasn't a
see.
brawl. It wasn't a
Oh, it
brawl.
wasn't? Okay.
No.
I just saw the headlines on my phone.
Oh nah, I wasn't paying no attention to that. I'm a Rockets fan, bro. I'm not a Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
don't
didn't
It
know
was
it
on.
said brawl. It said nasty brawl. I'm thinking,
Nah.
Malice in the Palace all over again.
Nah,
It's like,
nah, nah.
you're dealing with Detroit.
LeBron.
Did any of y'all catch the Crawford fight?
Oh yeah, I did last
I
night,
did
man.
not catch that.
Let me say this
Yeah, I
real quick.
seen that last night.
I just saw somebody threw in the towel, but the LeBron hit the dude. The dude went crazy and was trying to get to LeBron. And literally, he was calmed down and tried to like, all right, I'm done. I'm good. As soon as his guy let him go, he would try to run to get LeBron. He was trying his best. He was trying to go through everybody to get to LeBron. He even, when you see him go to the back, it's literally like he ran to the back to try to find another way around that bad boy so he can get to LeBron. So that's what it looked crazy, because it looked like this dude was determined. Like, I'm going to put my hands on this man. And they would not let him do that. You know what I'm saying?
So how did LeBron got ejected? Did he get ejected for that fight or something else?
For the elbow.
Oh, okay.
He elbowed him in the face?
Yeah, he cut his eye right here and blood was just coming down all on his face. And the dude was hot. He was hot.
Like, man, that boy probably was waiting by that bus.
Yeah, he
that
was.
boy was waiting outside for LeBron.
He was.
You gonna have to see me home, boy.
You can tell that he's like, if they play again, you could tell he gonna be like, you know what? I'll wait till I see him again. He was that mad at the situation.
LeBron gonna sit out that game. LeBron gonna.
So you said LeBron soft?
Isaiah Stewart, if like I said, they ain't no slouch. So I can see him trying to end LeBron's career.
Yeah.
But LeBron ain't gonna play with that boy. LeBron's I'm gonna sit out.
You can see him like when dudes was grabbing him, he like, all right, I'm good. I'm straight. Let me go. And as soon as they let him go, I'm talking about booking it, like, pushing boys, and they had to grab him again. He's like, all right. Like, man, no, for real. No, okay, all right, for real. And then break off again. I was like, yo, this dude, he owned it. He's like, he pissed off for real.
Hey man, when you see your own blood, it changes things. it changes. You see your own blood, taste your own blood, man. It changes things, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real. that's like somebody assaulting you in front of your mama. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to see me, dog.
Yeah. That's what
you
he
got
was.
to see me.
Yeah. That's what he was saying right there. This dude gonna have to see me for real.
Ain't no more common sense in that. You see red, nothing but red.
For real.
I got to get you, bro.
Yeah.
I got to get you.
What y'all? So for y'all that saw that fight, man, hey, bro, that fight is on YouTube. In case you just want to go back and check it out, but
yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
What y'all thought of that fight, man?
I think I agree with his dad. That I don't think what's his name was prepared. What was it? Porters. Yeah, I don't think he was prepared. And Crawford, he caught him good, man. That right hook. When he missed that uppercut and followed back with that hook on that temple, it was a good fight. Crawford just outsmarted him to me. He wore him down.
I disagree. I didn't like the fight. I didn't like the fight at all. I thought it was an ugly fight. I thought Crawford was grabbing and holding on too much. He did not want to fully engage with Porter. And I felt for the most part that Porter was the aggressor and that he was actually leading in the fight until he got dropped in the tent.
Well, I agree with that, but we was raised in an era of boxing where it was, macho, square up and just, but Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis changed that.
You know what I'm saying? Their strategy against Tyson, and now that's a part of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm not going to allow you to hit me. I'm just going to grab you and keep grabbing you and frustrate you. So it got to a point now, I'm just used to it in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And to me now, you got to learn how to, sidestep the holding and still get those licks in. So, I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. I'm immune to it. It's just part of boxing now, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that was mostly seen, and I agree, in heavyweight, though.
Right.
You didn't too much see that in middleweight, welterweight. You ain't see all that grabbing and holding and all that. You got to see some pretty good clean boxing with dudes exchanging punches. And that fight, man, and I'm a Bud fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Bud fan. But I didn't expect to see. But Porter, I think, made it an ugly fight for Crawford. Crawford wasn't able to really box him like he wanted to. Crawford came in there, man, just letting his hands go. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford couldn't really get a good hold of him. Every once in a while, he'll get a string where, he can keep him at the end of his jab. He can counter punch him, real good. And that's how he really want to fight. But Porter uglied that fight up, man. And I felt Porter was actually leading in that fight when he ended up getting dropped down. Why did they stop the fight? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, did he throw a towel?
His daddy stopped the fight. He didn't actually throw in the towel, but he stopped when he got dropped the second time in the 10th round. Huh?
Did he stand up on
yes.
In the corner? In the corner,
yes.
yeah.
He got up. He wasn't, wobbly or nothing. Walked up to the referee. His daddy standing up with his hand in the air, waving it off. They stopped the fight. So that's the one thing I never I never got an answer to. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it, why did his daddy stop the fight? Like, if that was my daddy, I'd be mad.
But when his dad told him that he knew he wasn't prepared going into that fight, I was still confused. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it wasn't like he was just getting his behind beat. It was still competitive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he knew right at that moment, okay, he's done. He's going to lose this fight anyway. But I agree in a sense, you go out on your sword. Like, he wasn't knocked out where his life was,
Even when he got dropped, he started hitting the canvas. Like, dang, I didn't let this nigga drop me again. So like his faculties was all there. You know what I'm saying? He was upset that he got dropped that second time.
Right. It was like a scene from Creed 2 when they knocked him down and Creed started punching the canvas.
Yeah. Yeah. So I that's the only thing I want to answer to. But so now the next fight, it definitely has to be Crawford versus Errol Spence. That got to be the next fight. Unless y'all gonna put the young boy, the short boy. That's gonna be my next favorite fighter. His last name began with a G.
Oh, you talking about Mayweather's boy?
Huh?
G, the Tank. You talking about Tank?
Yeah, Tank. Yeah. Mayweather's fighter.
Yeah, I like that boy.
Denarby Davis.
Yeah.
I like that boy.
Yeah, I love that little boy, dog. Yeah, I love him, dog.
Yeah.
For real. So it's either got to be Errol Spence and Crawford, or.
So y'all saying boxing's worth watching now? Because I stopped watching for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's certain fighters though. You know what I'm saying? Now my boy Third, he'll watch more of some of them no name boxers or whatever. But for me, it's I'm big game hunting. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the best of the best face each other. And like Dre said, that's the era we grew up in, where the best fighters fought the best fighters. It wasn't no ducking each other and all that other nonsense. Mayweather the one made that cool to be ducking people, you know what I'm saying? Until they get old or whatever. And then he feel like he can win. But yo, we're going to go on in this here video, man. We right at 2 hours, man.
Slid that 8 in.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us again, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be back again. Is we going to dress Thursday night? football before Sunday? I think we should, man.
Have
We should
a
address
show.
the games Thursday night.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm down
we
with that.
still got a little NBA talk that we got to get into. So yeah.
Yeah, we do. Because you know,
It's
y'all,
getting there. It's starting to get there.
That brawl did cover up that triple-double tonight. So we're gonna talk about that.
Triple-double for who? Jalen Green? You talk? Oh no, I forgot you a Laker fan. For who? LeBron?
Okay.
For Kane.
Yeah, Kane, go watch some highlights.
Kane.
Kane Cunningham. Kane Cunningham.
Oh, so now you're a Pistons fan.
No,
I can't keep up with the teams, man. I can't keep up with all your squads, Dre. I mean, you're starting to have too many, man.
For real.
Hey, man. Hey, don't forget to like. You know, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be back. Like I say, we're gonna probably try and go on ahead and do a video Thursday night after those Thanksgiving Day games. And you know, after that, we'll tap in on which y'all either on Saturday or Sunday. You know, maybe get in some football. I mean, some college football, some basketball talk. You know what I'm saying? And get ready for Sunday's game. Until then, tell your friends about me.